A very good evening, all of you. I'm so happy to see so many people. Jatin has some problem with LRDI. Jatin, so for the basics, I had sent a book, and the book is called as George Summers' Puzzle. Do you have access to it? If not, I'll be sending it again. All right, on the group, on the Facebook group, your group, and I'll share the link to you. So just go through that. There are some small puzzles which will kind of help you in building logic. And if you do solve it for, let's say, 5 to 7 days, um, 2 or 3 puzzles each every day, automatically you will be very much comfortable. By the way, we'll be doing all the things once again, with very fundamental concepts. Is that cool? Okay, I'll send the book again. Yashit, oh, thanks for reminding me. In fact, I have a meeting on 16th, Austrade, that is for Australia, Australia trade sort of thing. I need to, oh yes, thanks for reminding. Okay then. Thanks, Roto Billions. Aditya, I don't use any shampoo. You asked it last time also. Today we will be doing what? Percentages. So by now, we have done a few things, right? So first was the reading habit, the first session. Then we had Vedic maths, and a lot of people wanted to have one more session of it. Obviously, there'll be more. So it was part one. I'll be having part two, soon after this entire series is over. Third, which was what was the third one? Yes, quant strategy. All right. And fourth is today, that is percentages. So if you remember, I discussed something in QA strategy. I gave you quite, some insights in how, what the syllabus of quant is, what kind of questions are they ask, and also the prerequisite. Today we'll be doing percentages in detail. Am I not audible? Manu, for others, I think I'm audible here. The mic is on, everything is fine. You can just refresh your feed. The voice is low. Just let me kind of do something with this. Now is it clear? I think the voice is pretty clear now. Good to go. Okay. Purab, the book, it's George Summers' Puzzles. But I'll be sending you the link, don't worry. By the way, if you have not joined that WhatsApp group I'm talking about, in the description of this particular video, you have the link. Just go there, join it. I will share the link with you guys. Okay. Today we'll be doing percentages. This is the, I would say, fundamentals, the fundamental of everything of arithmetic from the quant section, and a lot of data interpretation, calculation intensive questions. So percentages is something you cannot, skip, you cannot ignore. It's like, something which comes to your life and keeps on growing and growing. Ashutosh, yes, hoga. All right then. Chalo, let's start. So, and also, because this is the first, I would say, proper academic session in which we are discussing the exact CAT topics. So I'll also want you guys to tell me the kind of feedback that if you have, I'm going very fast or slow, should I change the pace? But I'll try my best to be as fundamental, as basic as possible. Okay, because this is the very first class. हेलो जी गेमर नहीं नहीं सागर फ्री में नहीं होती हैं नहीं हो रही है कुछ ही होंगी एंड देन इट विल बी unpaid. Volume is still very low. Shreya, is that so? Okay, so let's start. Introduction to percentages. Now, let's talk about what exactly percentage is. So I'll go very basic. Percentage is made by two words, that is per and cent. Per means for every. Cent means 100, isn't it? Cent. You must have heard the words like century. What is century? Why was it very low? I don't really get that. In fact, I'm shouting now. If it is low for everyone, I'll be uh, I'll be doing something. Let's just a minute, just a minute, just a minute. Mm, is it helping? Voice is good, no? Yeah. Probably just use a headphone or maybe refresh your feed. Ramburger, it won't be happening anymore. We have started, just started. Okay. No issues. Cool. So, the word like century, which means a group of 100 years, isn't it? Shatabdi in Hindi, that's what we call it. For every 100. For every, or it's also each. Okay, for every 100. So if I ask you, X per cent, what does that mean? That means X for every 100. Does that make sense? Yes or no? X percent is X for every 100. X for every 100. So if I ask you what is 20%, obviously 20 for every 100. No prize for guessing this one. 20 for every 100. So if I try to interpret it in some way, if it's 20 for every 100, can I say it's 10 for every 50? Yes or no? Do you understand that? If it's 20 for every 100, can I say it's 10 for every 50? Good to go? Or can I also say 1 for every 5? All of you get that? 1 for every 5? I hope all of you understand that. Right? So, it's not that things are 100 in totality. It's just that we assume things to be 100, the whole quantity to be 100, and whatever part of it is there, that is the percentage. Okay? Now, can I also try to represent it graphically? Is that possible? So if I have, let's say, a cake or an apple pie or a choco pie or whatever, and I divide this into 5 equal parts, then 20% is nothing but one piece of the choco pie. Looks good? Looks good? Okay, आदेश बताऊंगा अभी देखो ये words में हो गया ये diagrammatically हो गया and if I want to write like this 20 for every 100 is 20 upon 100 so 20 upon 100 is as good as if you cancel it by 2 you'll get 10 by 50 isn't it 2 10s are 20 2 50s are 100 cancel by 10 you'll get 1 by 5 right so all these things make sense Zad, what happened? Zad, I think Dipanshu has shared the plan with you guys. If there's a problem, I'll connect to you. Okay? This looks good. All right. So basically what we are doing, you know what simplification? You know what simplification, isn't it? Thanks, Rambogar. If I say 10%, so it will be 10 upon 100. And if I cancel out, it will be 1 by 10. I can't cancel further. That's what simplification means. If you simplify things, in the end, we can't be able to cancel anything more. That'll be the simplest fraction, isn't it? This will be the simplest fraction. Understood, everyone? So we can have simplest fraction for many things. Let's say 15%. This will be 15 upon 100. 5 3s are 15, 5 20s are 100, 3 by 20. That is the simplest fraction. You cannot cancel it any further. Right? All of it looks good? Nice. So, having said that, I would like you to tell that the first important thing that you need to rote learn is fractions to percentages and vice versa. And vice versa. All right? Okay. So, there are certain percentages that we need to remember, starting from 1 by 1 to 1 by 20. This is very, very, very important. So make a note of it. After session is over, take a page, write all the things over there, paste it across your wall where you study. Okay? 1 by 1 is how much? 1 by 1. What does that mean? 1 for 1. 1 for 1. That means all out of all. We need everything that is there. If it is 1, I need all of it. So in terms of percentage, that will be 100%. Is that clear? Amir, yeah. Ask me. Those who feel voice is low, just use a headphone. I'll be great. Now, next is 1 by 2. So 1 by 1 se leke, we will go till 1 by 20. All right. This is going to be very important. And all of you, try to learn these things, because this is, even if you know a bit of it, today you will be shocked, excited, enlightened. 1 by 2. That means I need half. I need half, which will be 50%, isn't it? We tend to say this 50-50. The chances are 50-50, isn't it? No, Roshan. Okay. 1 by 3. 33.33%. All right. Now this is 33.33333, so on. It never stops. 1 by 4, 25%. If you notice the pattern, 1 by 4 is half of 1 by 2. So obviously, 50 ka half will be 25. 1 by 5 is 20%. 1 by 6 is 16.66%. 1 by 7 is 14.2857%. Now you might be thinking that why on earth did I wrote so many values, isn't it? 14.2857. Rachit, बिल्कुल याद करना पड़ेगा. Okay. 14.2857. It's a lot, but this is very important. Learn it till here. This is very important. Normally people say 14.28. You must have done it, but this is going to help you. 1 by 8 is half of 1 by 4, 12.5%. 1 by 9 is 11.11%. 1 by 10 is 10%. So I'll wait for 20 seconds so that you note these things down, and then I'll erase all of it and continue further. Oishi, that link is in the description of this same session. Amir, yeah, Amir, because it's percent, no? Cent means 100. Cent is 100. And the multiples of 100 very easy to understand. That is the reason. Done? Very good. Very good. Now, let's go ahead. 1 by 11 is 9.09%. It's 9.090909 and so on. 1 by 12 is 8.33%. All right. 1 by 13 is like 7.69% closely. Not very important. This one is not very important. 1 by 14 is 7.14%. 1 by 15 is 6.66%. 1 by 17 is 5.88%. 1 by 18 is 5.55%. 1 by 19 is 5.26%. And 1 by 20 is 5%. 1 by 16 लिखा मैंने? नहीं लिखा है. 1 by 16 is 6.25%. Note all of it, then I will tell you at how these things are important, why they are important, why these are required. Road to billions need to practice more, that's it. Done, all of you? Now, how is it important? Let's understand that. Anushka, it's all right. Noted all of you? Should I erase it? Well done, very good. So when you come in the next class, I would like you guys to rote learn all of this. No, sab tak, that's the link for the WhatsApp group through which I'll be, kind of diverting you to reading club book as well. Okay. Christy, all right, chalo. Let's erase this and now let us understand how and why it is important. So, see, in question of cons, which can be directly based on percentages, simple and compound interest, it can be profit, loss, discount, it can be in DI. Shravani, no, there's no shortcut to this, but this will act as a shortcut to various other questions. ठीक है? Okay. Now, let us calculate 25% of 120. All of you, you have exactly 30 seconds to calculate this. Yashit, you should prepare for all the calculations, but obviously there will be some cases in which calculator will be required. We'll tell you that. But right now, focus on learning the calculations. Wow, people are so quick. So no, that's a great thing to do. So I believe all of you know how to calculate this. Probably some people must not have mathematics, they have not done it, but yeah, it's easy. You want to calculate this, you just need to write 25 upon 100 multiplied by 120 and you will kind of cancel it out. 0 se 0 cut gaya, 2 5s are 10, 2 6s are 12, 5 5s are 25 and then 30. How many of you did it this way? How many of you did it this way? Meow me, you will be faster. Okay, good. A lot of you must have done it this way. And that's the reason why the table that I discussed comes into picture. 25% is 1 by 4, isn't it? Is that right? And I would suggest all of you should keep that table in front of you in this entire class. Okay, that's going to help you a lot. Are you ready for the table? So 1 by 4 is 25% into 120. 4 3s are 12 hota hai. That's so easy, right? Now we are happy, isn't it? So this thing could be done mentally. Very good. ठीक है? डॉक्टर झटका मुझसे बोल रहे हो, मैंने माइंड में किया. नाम तो बढ़िया तुम्हारा. Okay, let us look at one more calculation. All right. One more. If I ask you, what is 35% of, let's say, 140? Charit, very good. Wow, very nice. So obviously there are two ways. One is the conventional way, which I've been doing since ages. 35 by 100 लिखोगे, then write 140. कितना अच्छा था, अरे एक जीरो मिल गया, काट देते हैं, वाह मजा आ गया. And a lot of you feel that. And things become simple. Then you two का table, 2 5s are 10, 2 7s are 14, 5 7s are 30, 35, 7 into 7 is 49. Not a great idea. We need to do something more. क्या कर सकते हैं? If we want to do this quickly, and that too in my mind, what needs to be done? There are various ways to do it. So all of you pay attention, try to understand this. 35% उस टेबल में था क्या? नहीं था. नहीं था. But there's one thing for sure. For sure. That is 35% can be broken down as 25% and 10%. Am I right? Why I broke it like this? Because I know the values for 25 and 10 as well. Right? Sparsh, because that is not very common. It's not that important. That's why I just said it's not very common. This can be done, isn't it? 25% is 1 by 4 and 10% is 1 by 10. Wow. Is that right? That's right. 1 by 10 of 140 will be how much? 14 only. है ना? 1 by 10 of 140 is 14. And 1 by 4 of 140 will be 35. Just add these two. I'll get 49 as the answer. Okay? This is one of the ways. Clear? There can be one more way. So when you look at 35%, you look at 35. I look at it as 35 is 7 times 5, isn't it? 35 is 7 times 5. Yeah. And I know 5%. I know this much. Is that clear? 5% is how much? 1 by 20. 1 by 20. And 7 times of it is 7 by 20. So if you looked at it this way, then obviously you will be an enlightened human being. Right? The best way to do it. Today we'll be doing basic calculations so that once these things come into the question, in a huge question, this will be a small part, and that small part needs to be calculated in a quicker way. That is the best way to do it. आदेश 140 का 10% निकाल दिया और okay, NXG, yeah. So I'll give you a lot of examples and you will understand. I'll keep on giving examples till all of you understand this. Don't worry. This is clear. भव्या कौन सा पार्ट नहीं आया? अच्छा, मुझे एक बात बताओ. 5%. It's 1 by 20. Do you have the table? Okay, by the way, people who have joined recently, probably they have missed the first few minutes of the class where I gave you a table of everything. I'm explaining that again. 5% 1 by 20. Why I broke it like this? Why? Because 5% is something whose value I remember. Okay? Fractional is 1 by 20. And 7 times 1 by 20 will be what? 7 into 1 by 20 is 7 by 20. That's it. And then we calculate it. So basically, I wrote 35% in the simplest fraction. Charit, if you have that table we're talking about, in that table, I told you that we need to take the values which we are familiar with. We don't know the value of 7%, do we? No. look at that table. All of you have it. Yeah, Sharit, I have read that. I've read that. 5% value we know. The value is 7% we don't know. Anjali, no. Okay, Sharit? Did I explain that? 5%, 1 by 20. 7 into 1 by 20 into 140. Now it looks good to all of you. 27, sir. Now, is it understood? Peter, it will be happening once we finish off with this series. Got it, everyone? Chalo, very good. Thank you. Let us go further. I'll give you one more example. 55% of 130. 55% of 130. 'Wow'. How many of you are unable to solve this? '50 plus 5, Arun. Exactly. Very good. So by now, I think a lot of you must have understood that is 50 plus 5, which will give us the exact value, right? No worries. Christy, of course we can. Here we have 50% plus 5%. Now everybody understand. I'm not writing off 130 again, just for itna kyun likhe dobara. 50% is how much? It's 1 by 2. Is that right? Is that right? Half. What is half of 130? Half of 130 is how much? 65. Now, all of you, listen to me very carefully. If half of something, like if 50% of something is 65, then what will be the value of 5%? Dekho, 5% is 1/10 of 50, isn't it? If 50% is 65, then 5% will be 6.5. Do you understand this or not? एक zero कम हो गया. So basically put a point after rightmost digit. Looks good? Right. So this could have been done. 6.5, we can add that, right? It's 71.5, that's the answer. People who don't understand this part, yeah, I'll just explain that to you once again. Okay, wait. Before looking at this, tell me something. Those who do not understand this, if there is something like 120, then what will be? There are certain values which are very important to us. Wait. something is 120, then what will be its 100%? 120 only, it's the whole. I'm going to tell this, and this is going to give you clear picture of how I'm doing it, okay? Yeah, Sijal, I'll explain that again. Now, very carefully listen to me. 50%, that is half of 120, will be 60. So far, so good. The next set is 10%. So try to understand, if I remove 10 from 100, then I need to put a decimal point before the rightmost digit. It will be 12.0. Yes or no? Roshan, exactly. Anjali, okay. Okay, yeah, getting it? So what I'm saying, 10% of something is 1/10. Now, all of you know, if you divide something by 10, यार किसी चीज़ को अगर मैं 12 को 10 से divide कर दूँ तो 0 कटते ही point आ जाता है. All of you know that. So 10% is what? 1/10 of it. Just put a point, decimal point, before the rightmost digit. Clear, Manisha? Yeah, Harshal, is that clear? So 10% is 12. 5%, यार इतना पता है ना सबको, 10 का आधा 5 होता है, 100 का आधा 50 होता है, ये तो पता है ना बेसिक चीजें. I don't know why you are saying did not understand. आधा, ये तो पता है ना कि आधा क्या होता है. All of you might be distributing things. If you have 1 bar of chocolate, your friend asked it, you do half of it, right? Whenever you have to divide something by 10, how do you do that? Remove 0 from here, put a point before the rightmost digit. That's it. So 10% is 12, so 5% will be half of 10. That is 6. Is that clear? And if I want to calculate 1%, this will be, to calculate this, we need to put a decimal point before 2 rightmost digits. It will be 1.2. Looks good? अभय मिश्रा कुछ पूछ रहे थे क्या? Okay. And 0.5% is half of 1, will be 0.6. Is this clear? And you know what? Just by using these 6 things, we will be able to calculate a lot of values which are not normally calculable. Clear? पैसे दे दूं? Okay. Is that clear, everyone? So now I think now it is clear. 50 is 65, so 5 will be 6.5. And note this down. This is very important. This thing is very, very, very important. Noted, all of you? I'll wait for 10 more seconds. Chalo. Now I will give the next question. 27.5% of 40. $11, nice. Very smart. Very good. And this is the question which can be difficult for a lot of people, because I have put a point over there. How many of you are unable to solve this? Okay, okay. So, 27.5%. Now, everyone try to. Adesh, which part? इतना समझ में ये वाला नहीं आ रहा होगा ना? हाँ, बता रहा हूँ मैं. So, now try to understand one very simple thing, very basic thing. First of all, is that table with all of you? वो टेबल जो बनाया 1/1 से 1/20 तक का वो होना चाहिए सबके पास, ठीक है? So I said we need to find the familiar value. What is familiar? The things which we know, right? 27.5 के आसपास this 25%, whose value we know by heart. 25% is 1/4. Devansh, is that the problem? Again, the sound is low. Wait, let me talk to the tech team. They will bring you one more mic. By the way, for many people, it's fine. 25. Isn't it 25 plus 2.5? ठीक है? King Gamer. I think you have already done a few classes or your basics are clear. The agenda of this session is introduction to percentages. Obviously, I cannot go all full throttle, right? सबसे पहले ये बात समझ में लोगों को आ जाए, उसके बाद आगे बढ़ेंगे. ओके? अगर आपने ये कर लिया है तो आप अभी मत देखो क्लास को, है ना? बाद में देखना थोड़ा सा और मैं जब when we'll do the moderate or difficult classes. Okay? 25% plus 2.5%. Now 25%, we know that. It is 1/4, isn't it? 25 and 1/4. So 25, 1/4 of 10 of 40 is 10, isn't it? 5% is 1/4. 1/4 of 40 is 10. So if 25% is 10, then 2.5% will be 1. Isn't it? So answer is 10 plus 1, that is 11. Got it, everyone? King Gamer, I don't know, you're a boy or a girl or teacher or someone who has already prepared for CAT, or maybe you have done a few classes, you are a student of iQUANTA or not, whoever you are. I'll just tell you that this agenda of the session is going basic, okay? And if you think that you can do things very smartly, I'll just create a question and you won't be able to touch it. हो ही नहीं पाएगा, वो मत करो, डोंट डू दैट, है ना? ये अच्छा नहीं लगता यार इस तरह से. कोई आदमी मेहनत कर रहा है यहाँ पे, 400 लोग वहाँ मेहनत कर रहे हैं, एक आप आके मत करो ये सब. नो द एजेंडा, है ना? डो नॉट ट्राई टू हैकल मी. आई एम रियली स्वीट, बट एट द वेरी सेम टाइम इफ यू do it again and again, it won't be good for you. Okay? Don't do that. Go with the flow if you want to. Otherwise, you can leave. It's all right with me. Don't waste anyone's time. It's precious. Now, let's go to the next question. If I ask you 43.75% of 240, let's try and solve this one. Vaibhavi, Manish, what happened? 1/4, 40 का 1/4 क्या होता है? 10, 10, isn't it? है ना? So 25% is 10, and 2.5% will be 1. 10 plus 1, 11. That's it. Okay, Manish, Vaibhavi? Adesh, now it's clear? Cool. Now, slowly and steadily, I am giving you some difficult questions. Earlier it was very easy. 55% was very easy. Then 25 was way much easier. 27 point, now it is 47.75. To break this obviously we need to rote learn that table. 43.75, the nearest, easiest percentage that we know is 50, isn't it? 50% बहुत पास है ना इसके. Is that clear? अभी clear हो जाएगा विधि. And आदेश अगर 25% 10 है तो 2.5% 10th का 1/10 हो जाएगा. एक पॉइंट लगा दो 10 के पहले, 0 के पहले. ओके, 50%. 43.75 50 से कम है ना? कितना कम है? 6.25%. Is that right? 50% minus 6.25% of 240. Is that right? Now, what is 50%? It's 1 by 2. What is 6.25%? It's 1 by 16. 1 by 2 minus 1 by 16 of 240 is what we need to calculate. So either you can solve it first or you can just, calculate. See, I'm writing it now step by step. Every basic step I'm writing so that everybody gets it. 2 से cancel कर दो. 1, 2, 0. 16 से कर दो. Can we do that? 16. 1s are 16. 5s are 80. Looks good. So we have 120 minus 15, that is 105. Now all these steps which are I've written step by step, these things would be done in mind if you rote learn all those table. Sparsh, yahi problem hai. I'll come to that. 1 by 3. Why it is not working? Okay, Sparsh. Obviously, no, that's approximate. You see, 1 by 3 is 33.33333 and so on. So that is not gonna work. You'll get the Rachit. And that is the thing. You have 11 months to CAT and you need to rote learn that table. That is very important. Anushka will come to that as well. Okay. Let's go ahead. Now I'll do something, really cool. 24%, let's say, or maybe something else. If I want to calculate 12.48% of 2500, try to solve this one. This can be a bit difficult for many. I'm giving you a minute to solve this. Gayatri 16 काट क्या है ना? 1 by 16, 6.25% is 1 by 16. Did you join late? In the previous first minutes, we discussed a table that is very important. Just go through that once. Gayatri. आदेश धीरे हो जाएगा, बस देखते रहो, एक बार रिपीट कर लेना उसको. Oh, wow. How many of you, okay, all of you can solve this conventionally, but how many of you were able to do some kind of wizardry here? Okay, so all of you need to understand x% of y will be equal to y% of x. Note this down. Do you understand this? X% of y is equal to y% of x. Pira, close to 3 questions. शिवाली कोई बात नहीं, धीरे धीरे आगे बढ़ेंगे, डोंट वरी. रिवीजन भी कर सकते हो इसका एक बार पूरा देखने के बाद, है ना. That can be said, isn't it? Split all of you. X% of y is y% of x. एक ही बात है. Basically 100 has been shifted on over there. So if I look at this, now I think in my mind, काश ऐसा होता कि ये वैल्यू इतनी गंदी ना होती. Isn't it? A lot of you must be thinking it. What if this was not this ugly? Right? और कितना अच्छा होता कि ये परसेंट यहाँ होता तो हमारा काम आसान हो जाता. Isn't it? So can I rewrite this as 1248% of 25? Do you understand this? If I remove this decimal point, I'll have two zeros will be cancelled out. Yes or no? Does that look good? Yeah. Chalega. And now if I apply this rule, which is quite commonsensical, this will be 25% of 1248. Now my life is sorted. 25% is 1/4. 25% is 1/4. So 1/4 of 1248. 4 3s are 12, 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8. The answer is 312. How many of you did it this way? Vinayak, no problem. That happens with practice. Dr. Jhatka, what's your name? यार बड़ा अजीब लग रहा है सुनने बोलने में Dr. Jhatka. But yeah, that's right. Looks good now. Very good. But all of you got it. Shrestha, yes, but it will be involving more values. Vishnu Prasad, we can do it like that also. Sab tak they're not tricks. With practice, these things come on your own. Basically, what I'm doing over here, you will rewatch it, and once we start doing it in the real CAT level questions, these things will be repeated time and again. Why I'm doing this? Because this is something which will be repeated almost in every class. Yeah, Purab, we had to calculate 12.48% of 2500. That's it. Okay. So till now we have done certain things, and now let's do something really cool. आगे आदेश बहुत बढ़िया. कुछ cool सा करते हैं. So if you remember that Devansh, he is under the weather right now, sore throat. I wrote 1/7 as 14.2857%. Do you remember that? I told you I'll give you a reason that why I wrote so many digits. Okay. तो चलो अब हम करेंगे थोड़ा सा जादू, and this is going to blow your mind. Ready for it? 1/7 is 14.2857%. Normally people remember 14.28. They do not go to this, 6 significant digits. Let's do that. So now, before going on further, it's 1/7. 7 is a number which is very common in our universe, in our lives, isn't it? So can you give me examples of number 7? Oh, Purab, just put X%, 100 जो नीचे का था ना, X में वो Y में डाल दो. That's it. So now you listen to me very carefully. 7, and you will love this part, because you'll feel that okay, that life is mathematical. 7 is very common to us. Let's figure out. We have 7 oceans, isn't it? Our Earth is divided into water bodies and land masses. We have 7 major water bodies, 7 oceans. Also, we have 7 land masses, which are known as continents. Have you ever given it a thought that that is natural? You know, God or nature has done it this way. 7 oceans, 7 water bodies, and 7 land masses. Is that right? And not just that, not just that. The sense of time that we have, week. A week has 7 days. Have you thought this? Not just that. We have 7 wonders of world. 7 wonders of world. Right? A man can sin in 7 different ways. We have 7 sins. There's a movie also. The movie is called as this 7. A must-watch movie. So if you want to watch a movie, watch this. 7 sins. Not just that. In a constellation that is known as Ursa Major in English and Saptarishi Mandal, Rishi Mandal in Sanskrit, it has 7 stars. Have you seen that? Afnan, exactly. We named that. But nature divided it into 7 parts. That's the thing. Right? अभी देखो जो तुम बोल रहे हो कि नेचर नहीं हमने किया वहां भी बताऊंगा मैं. This sense of time, sense of sight, what we see is dependent on 7 colors of the rainbow. Those are with Gyur. Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. It's everywhere. Philosophy, science, technology, nature, everywhere it's there. Psychology as well, 7 sense. And there are lot many like that. Even we have religious things about that. So you can, just after session is over, tell me in the comments what are the 7 things can you think about. And in Hinduism, the most sacred ritual is marriage, which is, completed with 7 rounds around the fire. In Islam, when people go to Hajj Yatra, there is a Kaaba stone over there, and they touch that, the wall, and take 7 rounds around it. It's in Islam as well. In Christianity, it is 7 sins. In metaphysics, we have 7 incarnations, Sat Janam. So there are multiple things. Now coming back to why 7 is so important. 7 is everywhere. And you know what? 7 is a prime number. That's also there. So have you ever given it a thought? So many 7s in our life. Now 1 by 7 is 14.2857%. Tell me something. If I remove the percentage, the decimal will shift 2 places towards the left. So we'll have 0.142857. Yes or no? iQUANTA class is at 7. Right. 1 by 7. Is this clear, all of you? It's 0.142857, 14285, so on. So if I write this 14285, it's a clockwise cycle. Is that right or not? Repeat what? It's written there. 1 by 7 is 14.2857%. The moment you remove percentage, what is percentage? Something divided by 100. If you remove 2 zeros in the denominator, the decimal will shift 2 places towards the left. That's it. This is the cycle. Now, I'll show you something that will, blow your mind altogether. If in a question, you need to calculate 2 by 7. Let's say there's a question in which you need to calculate this, which is very common. ठीक है? इसको देखते हैं. How to calculate that? So all of you, whenever you have to divide, you write 7, then you write 2, and then you put a decimal point and it becomes 20. All of you know this division? Is that right? अच्छा, टेल मी वन थिंग, मैं एक चीज़ पूछ ही लेता हूँ. जो मैं इस तरह की ट्रिविया या इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ें बताता हूँ, क्या वो तुम्हें सुनने में इंटरेस्ट है या नहीं है? If there's no interest, I'll stop doing that. I somehow believe that, mathematics and every learning is all about stories to connect to the real world. If you don't do that, you'll be, you won't be able to understand things. Right? Interest hai na? Right. And also the way I look at mathematics, that is how I'm teaching you. The very similar way. And if you don't know, I am a practicing mathematician. So when I look at around the world, there are a lot of things which I capture, and that is how I come to calculation. That is what I'm trying to make you understand. And this will actually be very helpful to you. Okay, so pay proper attention, enjoy the process. So once you do that, 7 2s are 14. Okay, you can keep on calculating the stuff like this. But tell me something, can you do this in mind? Obviously, you can. The moment you put a decimal, this becomes 20. And after that, 7 2s are 14. All of us know the table of 7, isn't it? Okay. So, having said that, this can be done mentally. The very first step. So if you want to calculate 2 by 7, in your mind you will say, okay, 0 point, that becomes 20. So what is the first digit which should come after decimal point? It must be 2. Okay? Where is 2? Where is 2? Thanks for saying that. Where is 2? In this, 2 is here. And the cycle is going clockwise. 2 के बाद 8, 5, 7, 1, 4. That is the answer for 2 by 7. In terms of percentage, it will be 28.5714%. Up to 2 decimal places, it will be 28.57 only. Great, Rohani. Okay, Adesh, with one more example, it will be clear. Let's say I want to calculate 3 by 7. The moment I put a decimal, 30, 7 के कौन सा multiple आता है 30 से just पहले? Point का what it should be? 7 1s are 7, 7 2s are 14, 7 3s are 21, 7 4s are 28. We'll start with 4. Because 7 5s will be 35, isn't it? Pira, I'll give you a timetable. Okay. 4. Where is 4? There is 4. And clockwise. 4, 2, 8, 5, 7, 1. In terms of percentage, just put point 2 place आगे and you'll get the answer. Looks good? And you can check this on calculator. It'll be exactly the same. ठीक है ना? अच्छे से सब पढ़ लो, बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा. Obviously, comments can be funny, but it should be funny. It should not be demeaning to someone. I can see a lot of people, even they put some religious comments. Don't do that. Samriddhi, obviously. Because it's very common. 7 wala. Now let us try to calculate 4 by 7 in percentage. The moment you put a point, it moves 40. 7 5s are 35, 7 6s are 42, 42. So the moment you put 5 over here, 5 कहाँ पे है? ये रहा. Clockwise, 7 1 4 2 8. And that's the answer. So now I would like you to calculate for two values, that is 5 by 7 and 6 by 7. Tell me the answers quickly. You have 20 seconds. Yeah, Karuna, there will be more examples. Samyak, exactly. Very good, very good. 5 by 7. Still, if some people have confusion, I'll just show it to you side by side. So if you want to divide 5 by 7, put a point, becomes 50, 7 7s are 49. You just have to identify the first digit, 7, and then clockwise. 7 with क्या? 1 4 2 8 5. And with 6 by 7, you'll get 8 5 7 1 4 2. Nice, nice, very good. I'm so happy now. And just hold for a while. And I somehow think if you're not CAT repeaters who have studied from me, this is something which is very new to you, and the utility is really great. So make me happy by putting in likes over there. You know, I love numbers. And I'll put in more numbers. तुरंत इसके बाद, let's wait for 10 seconds. Hit that like button, guys. You know, it's just for the motivation that I get. Priyanka, that's good. No one? Yes, it is possible. Only for 7. Adesh, समझ में आ गया? Perfect. So let's move forward with this, and the value 7 by 7, we solved till 6 by 7. 7 by 7, sab tak a person can give, there's no limit to it. But I have seen people who have written CAT 4 times at max. Great, Purna. 7 by 7 is 1. No prize for guessing. Moment you go to 8 by 7. Now what is 8 by 7? 8 by 7 is nothing but 1 by 7. Mixed fraction. So this entire cycle will repeat itself again. It will be 1.14285. Is that clear? So whatever you had as 1 by 7, put a 1 over there, and then everything will be in the similar fashion. 9 by 7, 1.285714. Things will be repeated, right? In terms of percentage, this will be 100%. This will be 114.28%. This will be 128.57%, and so on, right? Is this clear? You keep on doing it, you'll reach a value 21 by 7. That is 3. All of you know that. Before discussing the next concept, let me do something really cool and quick. 21 by 7 पे आ चुके हैं. एक कदम आगे बढ़ते हैं और 22 by 7. 3 is there. Cycle will repeat. 0.142857. You know what? This is the most famous ratio known, or the fraction known to mankind. It's called as pi. So 7 has this ability to even calculate the value of pi. Obviously, this value is not correct, but the first 3 digits of the real pi are exactly same. And that is the reason in the questions that you have discussed, that you must have solved as kids, standard 7th, 8th, 9th, the value of pi, circumference and area. So they said in the question, do you remember that? Take pi is equal to 22 by 7. In some cases, they wrote take pi is equal to 3.14. Have you seen that? Do you remember that? Obviously, you have seen that, but do you remember that? देवांश, अभी और कुछ बहुत कुछ है, अभी तो सिर्फ शुरुआत है. You must have seen that, right? And now you know why. Okay? Pi is an irrational number. 22 by 7 looks like a rational number. The real value of pi is 3.1415926535897932338. इसका याद नहीं मेरे को. Okay. Cool. You got that. Okay. Let's do a question. Pramit, it's 7 to 9. Oh, Krishna, do you? That's great. So, let's do a question. Every digit of a 6-digit number shifted one place towards the left when multiplied by 3. What is the sum of all the digits of that number? I'll give you 2 minutes to solve this question. Pramit, yes, you have missed a lot. And by the way, people who have not got this, that what is it exactly talking about? And there's one more information in the question. The question has one more information. First digit is 2. Last digit is 4. All right. Solve this. 2 minutes to solve. In fact, in case you haven't understood the question, I'll write the first step as a hint. 2, this is the number 2, A, B, C, D, 4 multiplied by 3. Every digit has shifted one place towards the left. So 4 यहाँ था, ये यहाँ पहुँच गया. Left में D यहाँ पहुँच गया. C यहाँ, B इधर, A इधर, और ये 2 यहाँ कोई जगह ही नहीं है तो घूम के यहाँ आ गया. Okay? You need to find the value of A plus B plus C plus D plus this 2 plus 4. Is the question clear, everyone? Two minutes to you. Try solving it. Kriti, think about that. Still 1 minute to go. Let's solve it. आदित्य को यार मैं शैम्पू यूज नहीं करता भाई, कितनी बार बोल दिया है. Okay, let's try to solve this. First, I'll do it conventionally. I'm going to, erase all of it. I think you have written the question, haven't you? अभी समझ में आ जाएगा श्रेया. So, 2, wait, 2a b c d 4 multiplied by 3 was 4a, I'm so sorry, a b c d 4 2. Okay, let's try and solve this now. If you do it mathematically, मैं स्पेस छोड़ देता हूँ. 1 2 3 4 blank spaces, then 4 multiplied by 3. All of us know table of 3, don't we? अभी आ जाएगा. ठीक है. 3 multiplied by 4, what is it? It's 12, isn't it? 3 4s are 12. Let's put it 2 over here, and 1 goes to carry forward. All of you know that. All of you have multiplied things, isn't it? आदेश क्वेश्चन का पार्ट था वो. 3 4s are 12, 1 goes there. We have something over here. We don't know what is it. But there's one thing for sure. This thing is 4, right? 3 multiplied by something plus 1 is 4. 3 multiplied by something, when added to 1, all of you listen very carefully. 3 multiplied by something plus 1 ends at 4. ऐसा कब हो सकता है? When 3 multiplied by something ends at 3. Adding 1 to it, I'll get 4 in the end. 3 multiplied by what ends in 3? 3 multiplied by 1 ends in 3. 3 1s are 3 plus 1 is 4. ये 1 मिल गया हमको. Is that clear? Is that clear, guys? Yes or no? So value of D is 1. तो अब ये 1 यहाँ पे D की जगह पे आ जाएगा. Cool. Okay. Now 3 multiplied by this should end at 1. 3 का टेबल, 3 7s are 21 होता है. 3 7s are 21. 1 is here. 2 will be carried forward. Right? So value of C is 7 now. Let's write 7 over here. Nice. ऐसे के सामने very good. अरे कैरी फॉरवर्ड आदेश, कैरी फॉरवर्ड नहीं होता, जो भी एक्स्ट्रा उसे कैरी भी चला जाता है ना. पूरा देख लो एक बार. 3 multiplied by something plus 2 ends at 7. That means 3 multiplied by that something should end at 5. It's possible only when 3 is multiplied by 5. 3 5s are 15 plus 2 is 17. 7 यहाँ आया, carry forward 1 हो गया. Now this B is 5, so let's replace this by 5. 3 multiplied by something plus 1 is 5. That means 3 multiplied by that something should end at 4. 3 8s are 24, 24 plus 25. 5 यहाँ रुका, 2 carry forward चला गया. 3 2s are 6 plus 2 is 8. Absolutely, 8 is the value of A. See, that happened, isn't it? That actually happened. So, if you are great at mathematics and calculation, you would solve this question in 2 minutes, right? But if you know the thing that I have told you, 7 ka property 1 by 7 was cyclic, isn't it? It was cyclic. So we were getting value of 1 by 7, 2 by 7, 3 by 7, 4 by 7. Neha रुको अभी समझ में आ जाएगा. 4 by 7, all of it by that cyclic numbers, isn't it? So if you know that value, you will be able to calculate it very quickly. अभी जतिन आ जाएगा, रुको, ठीक है? तो whenever you have a question like this which has got 6 digits, you multiply it by something, and the digits, kind of interchange, then probability of 7 is going to be there. So, if you remember, 2 or 4 end में कहाँ था? 2 by 7 was 0.285714, isn't it? And if you multiply this 2 by 7 by 3, 2 into 3 is 6. I'll get 6 by 7, that is 0.857142. Now look at the question. You know this, right? So this is a cakewalk for you. Thanks, Anushka. Anushka, you also have A. जो मैंने पहले बताया वो दिखाया था मैथमेटिकली हो क्या रहा है, but now you understand because you know that rule of cyclic divisibility. 2 शुरुआत में है, 4 एंड में है, किस में था? 2 by 7 में था. मल्टीप्लाई बाय 3, you get 6 by 7. तो 8 शुरुआत में. Hello G Gamer by post mid January. सब तक obviously. This is a question, a proper question, सब तक. आदेश इस चीज को एक बार रिपीट कर लेना, जल्दी से रिपीट करोगे अपने आप समझ में आ जाएगा, ठीक है? कुछ चीजें समझ इसको नहीं आएंगे, रिपीट करना. ऐसा नहीं बिल्कुल ब्लैंक तो नहीं होगा ना, हल्का फुल्का देख लेना, ठीक है? Repeat that twice the speed and you will get it all. Now, let's go to the next concept of percentages. When we increase something or decrease something. Rashid, that was because 2 by 7 we calculated, right? It started with 2 and ended at 4. That is the reason I made the question. How did I make the question? Because of that property only. Okay, just watch that again at 2x speed, you'll get to know. Now coming to the next concept, which is percentage change. Very important. Very important. So changes can happen in 2 ways. There are 2 types of changes, isn't it? There are 2 types of changes. एक और क्वेश्चन शेयर ऑन इट, ठीक है? होमवर्क दे दूंगा मैं, याद दिलाना, सेशन के एंड में होमवर्क दे दूंगा. Changes are of 2 types. One is increase and other is decrease. Yes or no? Right? Thanks, Gayatri. So, now, increase or decrease. So, if someone asks you, increase A is any number, it can be any number, increase A by X%. So, what will you get? Increase A by X%. So, basically, A has to be there, and A has been increased by X% of itself. So now the new value is A तो है ही है, साथ में we have X% of A as well. Is that clear, everyone? The first step, A plus X per 100 of A. Now here this plus you can take A common, यहाँ से, from here and from here. Let's take A common. Here we are left with only 1 plus X by 100. Is that right? If you solve further, you get A times 100 plus X whole upon 100. So, this is the final answer. Clear? Yeah, Shravani, look at it once again. Still, if you don't get it, I'll explain that again. Okay. Now, that is increase. Oh, we can also have decrease, isn't it? So let me talk about the decrease now. If someone wants to decrease A by X%, then what he should do? Decrease A by X%. Let's do that. So A was already there and it is decreased. That means subtracted how much? X% of A. Let's take A common. We're left with 1 minus X upon 100. Or if I solve it further, I'll get 100 minus X whole upon 100 times A. That is the final answer. Okay, I think I have done it again. Shravani, Vaishnavi, Yashika, right? See, it's all about, you are increasing A by, so, okay, let me take example of Yashika. Yashika, if I want to increase your height by, let's say, 5%, what does that mean? That means whatever your height is, you will remain Yashika, however tall you are. And in that, let's say you are 5 feet, probably. And we need to increase 5% more. So you'll increase your height by 5% of 5 feet, yes or no? Right? So if A is Yashika's height, and I want to increase her height by X%, her new height will be this. Is that clear? Now you got it, Shravani? Vidhi, you get that or not? It's not hard. अभी तो कुछ hard कराया नहीं है. Let me take an example. Let's take an example. Lakshmi will come to that. We'll come to the multiplying factor once we get the understanding of it. As I said, people will not understand it, right, Lakshmi? So let me give you a few examples. Okay, everyone. किसी का भी नाम लेते हैं. किसका नाम लें? किसका नाम लें? किसका नाम लें? आदर्श भी क्लियर हो जाएगा. Vidhi. So Vidhi has 2 eyes. So Vidhi, let's say, Vidhi's weight is, let's say, 50 kilograms. Okay, Vidhi batana mere ko. And if your weight has increased by 10%, how would you calculate it? Now you'll get it. Now things will become very easy. Arush, तुम्हारा अगले नाम तुम्हारा ले लेंगे. With these 50 kilograms of weight, Shivali, these are concepts only. Multiply plus इस का कुछ और ना कर रहे हैं हम लोग. 10% बढ़ा दिया. तो 50 का 10%, this is the increment. But she was 50 earlier. No, it's not that her 50 will be gone. No, she was 50 and now she is 10% more of 50. This is what we get. I can take 50 common. I'm left with 1 plus 10 by 100. Now does that make sense to all of you? What is this? 50 times. इसको solve कर लो. वही तो solve करना आता है ना, LCM लेना. 1 by 1 you take the LCM and solve it. Now can you compare this? So when I said increasing A by X%, it was A times 100 plus X upon 100. Can you compare now? A is 50 and X is 10 here. I don't think anybody has any confusion now. Nobody got it. It's easy only. Just that people are scared of X, A, all those variables probably. Nobody is going to forget it anymore. And I think if I want to decrease her weight by let's say 10%, then what is going to happen? इस plus की जगह minus आ जाएगा. That's it. Clear? समझ में आ गया आदेश? बहुत बढ़िया. यह माइनस हो जाएगा. चलो तो अब एक काम करते हैं. Let us try to. Now this thing is known as multiplying factor. अब डरना मत कि ये क्या हो गया. मुझे लगता है कि आप लोग मैथ्स में कमजोर नहीं हो. बस आप लोग को वो x, a, y देख के डर लगता है ना. Multiplying factor. So if something was increased by 10%, we multiplied it with 100 plus 10 upon 100. Is that right? Something decreased by 10%, we just subtracted this. That's right. Something at 20%, we'll just do this. 100 plus 20 upon 100. Something decreased by 20%, we'll just write this. Which means something increases or decreases by X%, then we'll just replace this with X. Now it makes sense to all of you? Cool? Anuj, we'll go there. Right? So, 100 plus 10 upon 100. What is it exactly? 110 upon 100. Can I say it's 1.1? This is 90 upon 100. Can I say it's 0.9? This is 1.2. This is 0.8 and so on. So these are multiplying factors. This is multiplying factor. This is multiplying factor. So multiplying factor for 10% increase is 1.1 and decrease is 0.9. Multiplying factor for 20% increase is 1.2. Decrease is 0.8, which means the multiplying factor for 30% increase will be 1.3 and for decrease it will be 0.7. Is that clear or not? I'll just wait for 10 seconds. Clear to all of you? So that is the reason that, we need to take it slowly, steadily and logically so that you kind of never forget this, okay? Now, the people who thought percentages is difficult, is it? Shivani, आते हैं वहाँ पे. Multiplying factor है कि किससे multiply कर देंगे कि हमें directly value मिल जाएगी. Okay, Shivani? So Shivani, if let's say your weight is something, your weight is anything, let's say your weight is 45 and you want to increase your weight by 10%, you will just multiply this by 1.1. That's it. That's multiplying factor. Right? Yeah, Kumar, Karthik, we need to take things slowly, you know. Obviously, some people have background of mathematics, some do not. And that's the reason we have to go really, you know, basic. Bake My Day by Bhavika. Bhavika, I think you have great culinary skills. Are you a cook or a chef by any chance? So now, I'll just ask you the multiplying factors for different kind of percentages. All right, tell me, the multiplying factor. Why it's called multiplying factor? Because we need to multiply this value by the original initial value, right? So let's say I want to increase something by 15%. I want to increase, increase. Then what will be the multiplying factor here? Very good, Adish. 1.15, exactly. And if I want to decrease something by 15%, then 15 कम हो गया ना 100 में देखो जिसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा 100 में 15 कम कर दो get 85 0.85. That's it. It's very basic, very easy. Is that right? All of you got that? Here I have given some values. Write these things down. I'm giving you 2 minutes to write all of it. इसको देखो, समझो, सोचो और लिखो. You have 2 minutes to write it all. Very carefully, not just, copying mindlessly. Look at this, think about your answer, and then write it in your notebooks. All of you, do that. Cool. Why the minus? The two changes, increment and decrement. Increase and decrease. When it's minus, that means it's decreasing. Okay. So let's say I want to increase something by 30%. This plus is increment. Multiply that by 1.3. and decrease by 30% multiplied by 0.7. Oh, chalo, ek kaam karte hain. Let's solve a simple question and that will be giving you enough insights. Okay? Yeah. So let's say Adesh buys wheat at 120 rupees per kg and sells it to Shivali at a profit of 20%. Then at what price would Shivali buy it? Okay? Now, you'll get to know how it is being used. So first of all, you understand that, increments, changes are of two types, increase or decrease. What is profit? Profit increases things or decreases things? What does it do? Increase, exactly. So once you have realized that it's going to increase, then what is the multiplying factor for 20%? What is it? Adesh, Shivali, and those who did not understand it. It's 1.2. You just need to multiply this original value, original price, with 1.2 and you'll get the answer. Shivali must have bought it at 144 rupees. Is that clear now? Right? Cool? Okay? Now, is that clear, everyone? Okay, now Shivali sold it to someone at a profit of 25%. Okay. किसका नाम ले लें इस बार? Who is that someone? Let's say it's Rachit. Okay? And for Rachit, it would have been what? So, profit is being realized by Shivali, not by Adesh now. Okay? So, Shivali, for Shivali, the initial price was 144. Now, profit 25%. We'll multiply this by 1.25 and we'll get the answer. Is that clear, everyone? You'll get 180 as the answer. So this is how this multiplying factor is used. Okay? Yeah, Srijan and Kirat are the next people जिनका मैं यहाँ पे example लूँगा. So it'll be totally understood. Clear? चलो जिनका नाम लिखा उन्हें क्लियर हो गया ना? Next. Yes, Anushka, we can. Shikhar, for that, I made this Vedic maths wala thing, no? अच्छा, multiplication नहीं सिखाते मैंने. I'll teach that as well. ठीक है. Now, Kirit and let's say Shikhar. Okay? So, what happened? Kirit bought something at 150 rupees. Okay? And he tried to sell it to Shikhar. But he knew that Shikhar is not going to spend much money. So, he realize a loss of 20%. So tell me what will be the price for Shikhar now? Read till 9 p.m. So, everybody, tell me, when there is loss, what does that mean? It's increase or decrease? What is it? Loss is decrease or increase? Loss is decrease, exactly. So this decrease, what is the multiplying factor for 20%? For decrease, it's 0.8. Let's multiply 150 with 0.8 and you'll get your answer. The answer is 120. Right? Then Shikhar sold it to किसको बेचने अब? Who wants to be there? All of you got that, right? अब मैं किसी का नाम भूल गया. Amir. Shikhar sold it to Amir at a profit now of 25%. Now, at what price would Amir have bought it? 25, it's increment, it's increase, right? So just multiply this 120 with 1.25 and you will get your answer is 150. Clear? So this is how multiplying factors are being used. Okay, Suraj, next is you. Clear? ठीक है. Okay. Nice. Now, this can be used in, now if I talk about successive changes, we talk about changes, now it is successive changes. Successive is one after the other. When things are changing one after the other, then what's going to happen? Okay, so, okay, successive changes. So what happened? There is something that is 100. First it increased by 20%, become 120. Then it will, let's say, increase by 25%. It became 150. Is that right? Check the calculation. So there are two successive changes of 20% and 25% each. 20% and 25%. Is that right? Hannah? That's right. So whenever something like this happens, let's say first changes of X% and soon after the changes of Y%, then the net percentage change will be given by X plus Y plus XY by 100%. Note this down first of all and then try to put in the values. Okay, Purab. I'll tell that. Yes, Harsh, it is. Samyak knows it. Okay, so let us try this, whether it is helping or not. In the previous example, the changes were of 20% and then 25%, right? So use it 20 plus 25 plus 20 25 upon 100%. Let's solve this. 25 4s are 100, 4 5s are 20. 20 plus 25 plus 5 is 50%. Wow, that's the correct answer, isn't it? That's what exactly happened. आदेश अभी आ गया समझ में? Net percentage change is 50%. Right? All of you got that? Great. Now I'll tell you a story through which Adesh abhi aa jayega, through which we'll derive something mathematical. So when I was a kid, when I was a kid, I had very long hair, curly, and I was a lost kid. I always went around and looked at things that why this is that, why that is there. मैं ना बहुत अभी कुछ लोग पूछ रहे थे कि भाई कैसे आप करते हैं. फिलहाल इस क्वेश्चन में देखते हैं. So once I was just walking around and I saw that someone, there's a label and it says 20% plus 25% discount. Have you seen that? You must have seen that. Charith, we'll come to that. 20% and 25% discount. So I thought it's 45% only. I thought it's 45%. Okay, I said, okay, it's 45% discount. All right, cool. Then once I saw something else. I saw 50% plus 50% discount. And I was like, wow. I actually walked in the store, okay, and I asked them, okay, I need this shoe. I love shoes, right? I said, I want this sneaker. So he gave me the sneaker and he said, 6,500. I said, it's 50% discount. It's 100% discount. Give me for free. That's a real story. I'm not making it up. So he was like, no, beta, no, it's not that. It's first we will discount it by 50% and then by 50% again. I was like, then you must have written it. That first we'll give you 50% discount and whatever remains, I'll give 50% more. Then probably I would have come prepared. Okay? And you know what? Had to tab par hui when I saw the discount is 50% plus 70%. And when I saw this board, I thought these guys, if I buy something from them of 100 rupees, they will give me that commodity as well as 20 rupees more. That's what I thought. Okay? So obviously that was not the case. When I grew up, I realized it's a case of successive changes, successive discounts. What are discounts? What kind of changes are discounts? Discount is basically a negative change, isn't it? So now you realize in the multiplying factor why we had plus and minus. Plus is for the things, they won't tell you, okay, you increase this by this. They will tell you profit. Profit is basically increasing, loss is basically decreasing, discount is again decreasing. Is that clear? Having said that, if I want you to calculate the overall discount for this one, it will be, so we use the formula x plus y plus xy by 100%. Okay? So, discount, yaad rakhna. Things increase, positive, things decrease, negative. Increase, positive, decrease, negative. Tell me in the comments, all of you. Likho, increase, plus, decrease, minus. Just write it over there. So, if I put it here, minus 20, minus 25, and x into y. So minus 20 into minus 20 is plus only. Two negatives make a positive. Right? All of you know that. Whole of 100. That will be the answer. So minus 45 here plus how much? 5 here. So overall it's minus 40%. Or I can say 40% discount. Is that clear? नेहा फ्लैट होता है कि हर चीज पे उतना डिस्काउंट होगा अप टू मतलब कि कम एट मैक्स उतना होगा ऑल राइट शिवाली विल कम टू दैट एज वेल इज दिस क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू ओके नाउ मेरा बर्थडे नहीं है आज So if something, let's say, increased by 20%, okay, and then decreased by 25%, and what is the net percentage change? In that case, increase के लिए plus, right? Decrease के लिए minus, plus 20 minus 25, and then just multiply these two guys together, and that will be your answer. Is that clear, all of you? 20 minus 25, this is minus 5, and that's where we find the answer. Minus 10%. That means 10% का decrement हो जाएगा overall. Got this, all of you? Just that you have to use plus for increment, minus for decrement, and your life will be sorted. Exactly. Math 3. What if we have more than two things? Right. That's a great question. What if we have more than two things? तब क्या करेंगे? Let's say something increased by 10%, then increase again by 20%, then by 30%. In that case, use multiplying factor. Here it is 1.1, this is 1.2, this is 1.3. Just multiply all of this and you will get the answer. Clear? शिवाली अभी मत करो अभी बस जो मैं पढ़ा रहा हूं उनको बस रिवाइज करते रहो क्लियर एक तरीका ये दूसरा ये है कि दो को सॉल्व कर लो बाद में एक को क्लियर नाउ इन अ सिमिलर केस let's say if something is increased by 10% first of all then decreased by 20% then increase again by 30% in that case you will multiply with 1.1 into 0.8 into 1.3. Is that clear? For decrement, you know the multiplying factor. I don't think that you guys have any more doubts left in this. आदेश फिर से देख लेना एक बार Great, road to billions. All of you. Got it? Is that clear? So that is where multiplying factor is actually helpful. The class, this introduction to percentages. Obviously, I won't be going into profit, loss, discount. Then you know what kind of questions are made? Question of profit, loss, discount. Then dishonest shopkeepers, the shopkeepers who are really, kind of proper assholes. They're like they increase the price so that they know people will ask for discount. They increase the price, increase price. There are things like marked up price. All this stuff will be there, which is how CAT will use percentages in the questions. Clear? That's the net percentage exactly. Once you get something, just subtract 1 from it. Okay. एग्जाम्पल चाहिए है ना. बताया था मैंने एग्जाम्पल इससे पहले जब आई वाज टेकिंग नेम्स ऑफ पीपल हु आर सेलिंग थिंग्स at profit then at discount, things that adding and subtracting. Okay. Sparsh, yes, till 25. For to use the formula Kriti, exactly. Okay. And then there is simple interest, compound interest as well. The simple compound interest, I won't be teaching today, but I'll end the session with a very beautiful story, a trivia, which is going to build your interest for the next class. Ready for that? So again, when I was Kiran abhi naam le lenge. So again, when as a kid I was traveling somewhere, so I saw a few posters. A lot of you must have seen that. It said. 7.5% वार्षिक चक्रवृद्धि ब्याज दर पर 10 साल में अपनी लागत दोगुनी करे. In English, at a rate of 7.5% compounded annually, double your amount in 10 years. Okay? That was written. In Hindi, there is a poster. I've seen that. Have you all seen that? Sanjit, yes. 7.5% वार्षिक ब्याज दर पे 10 वर्षों में अपनी लागत 2 गुनी कर दें. It was Hindi. I was traveling, I was traveling in UP with my dad and mom and my sister. I was a kid. My sister was way too younger. So I was looking at this and then I asked my dad, how did they come to this? So he was like, use the calculator. Okay, so I use the calculator now. And you know what happened? Compounding, yes. We're not going to solve this question. No, I'm just giving you a trivia, a story, which will help you, develop your interest. So it was like, okay, I took the calculator and then I multiplied it by, multiplying factor will be how much? 1.075, is that right? This will be the multiplying factor. So I multiplied 10 times. It was not, it went beyond 2. I said, no, Dad, I think calculation is, they have calculated it wrong. But afterwards, that's the reason I used English as well. Nothing is lost in translation, don't worry. So when I grew up, I came to understand about some really cool thing, okay? Just note that down. We are not starting SICI today. We'll be doing it in the class. So what happens if your money becomes double? Money becomes double. A, maturity amount, B, principal. What you have invested, what you get afterwards. Okay. So the product of rate and time is always 72 if rate lies in the range of 6% to 12%. I'll explain that. So if you invest your money at 6%, rate is 6, your money will double in, yahan 6 rakho, T will be 72 upon 6, 12 years exactly. Getting it? That's the rule of 72. Financial mathematicians have developed it. If you invest your money at a rate of 8%, the money will double in 9 years. Because 8 multiplied by 9 is 72. Is that clear, everyone? If you invest your money at 12% rate of interest, you'll get double in 6 years. So when I looked at this, उसमें छोटा लिखा था star, 0.3% processing fee. Now I realize 7.5 minus 0.3 is the effective rate of interest. 7.2%, 10 years. Now I got the calculation right. 7.2 multiplied by 10 is 72. Wow, that was the reason. Those guys knew it, and that is the reason they put the poster over there. What I'm trying to say over here that mathematics is something which is all around you. It's in the man-made objects, it's in natural objects, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Anuj, yeah, we can. Okay. Is that exciting? Interesting? Isn't it? Perfect, no? The most important part of understanding mathematics is observing. The first thing is observation, nothing else. Only in CIA. First thing is observation. Once you start observing things, then you tend to question things. The moment you tend to question things, you seek for answers. These answers can be sought in your own experience or with the experience of the other people, right? So in this case, I am this other, and you are here, okay? So first thing that you are looking for answers which are not even relevant today. You need to follow this logic. Go here, observe first, question yourself, seek for answers yourself. Obviously, I have done that and I know this entire process. That is the reason that I can tell the stories how mathematics was developed, how I learned mathematics, how you can learn mathematics, and how you can observe things all around you. So it's like, when I have this habit. When I travel, I look at the number plates of cars and try to take the square, calculate. I do these things. With the phone numbers, I do the same thing. I find a pattern in the time that I see. I find a pattern. That is how my calculation has become so fast because it is equivalent to me breathing. This is very important, not just for mathematics, but also for all other sorts of things. You will become intelligent if you start observing things and then calculating things. That is the main, I would say, take home lesson from this session. All right. Karuna, yeah, I will. Christy, yeah, yes, it will be there. Great, Adesh. How many of you have this habit? Let's say you go and buy some, peanuts, mungfali, groundnuts, singdana, whatever you call it in your state. If you buy it or anything like that, bhel puri, and there's a newspaper, you eat it and keep on reading it. Do you do that? I still do it. And that, that makes me kind of experienced. A lot of people don't notice things. Start noticing, start observing. You will be really smart. Okay? So, here I like to end this session. I hope you enjoyed a lot. And I know you enjoyed a lot. Also, when the session is over, if you have any doubts, queries, type it over there. I'll reply personally. Okay? And before we go, the people who have not hit the like button, do that. I love numbers. The only thing I love in my life, apart from obviously my health, my money, and my family, is numbers. So show me some numbers. Bye bye. Take care. Good night. Anuj, oh, yes, we can. When I gave you the examples of persons who were selling things one after the other, that was the example of multiplying factor only. Okay, Anuj? अनुष्का इस बारे में बात कर लेंगे. Homework, yeah. Tables till 25, squares till 25, cubes till 15. And this the first table that I gave you, 1 by 1 to 1 by 20 in the percentage conversion. That's the homework. Okay? Lakshmi of percentages, yeah, yeah, you can start. Application class is not today. It will be starting post mid January. Bye, everyone. Gaurav, books to read. Yeah, The Naked Ape. You can read that. Good night, everyone.